Hey guys, it's Will. In this video, we're going to go over APLD stock. There is a lot to cover as the company has had some market shifts impacting it today. You see them basically drop 10% today as they are in a slight correction after this massive uptick to $40 a share. So what we're watching with the company is that over the last few months, they've been climbing from about $3 a share up into what is now around 30 bucks a share. Now, with this recent push up, there's a couple things working in their favor. They had, a lot of AI tailwinds. We saw a lot of momentum in the AI space. They build the data centers for top tech companies in the world. But the thing is this recent pullback is more reflective of their current financials and not as much what they're anticipating. As you can see, this recent pullback from 40 bucks down to $30 a share, they're still continuing the uptrend. In fact, they could see this trend continue if they could keep this support here around $30 a share. We saw them slightly bounce here, but overall down 10% today. We didn't take any positions on the company in the short term, but we do have long-term positions up still over about 100% since entry. But we'd be looking for a bullish sentiment here would be about a 14% gain to a 40% gain. Now here's the deal. As they're continuing their uptrend, APLD stock also has this support that's rising where if they can't hold around this $30 range, we could see them sell back down, and the next level of resistance that could act as a support is going to be right around here. It's this $28 or $25 range here in this level. So that's a 10 to 15% sell down to keep an eye on. Here's what we got going with APLD though. If they continue up, why would they? Well, as they're building data centers, they have had this big increase in revenue. Why do I say they're coming back to kind of reality with the financials? It's interesting because while they're building next gen data centers, liquid cooling, scalability, and looking at things like the wind turbines and everything else for the energy, and while they've secured some deals recently in large quantity, we're talking $7 billion deal here. There was another $4 billion deal. So they've basically surpassed over $10 billion in deals for building and leasing these data centers. Now, in that case, you'd say, well, that looks really good. They should be a $50, $60, $70 stock. But when we look at their financials are at a $9.16 billion market cap. With the market cap under 10 billion, they still haven't seen revenue to justify it. They did see an increase, a jump up in revenue the last quarter, but they're still actually net income negative. They haven't seen the revenue really increase all that much despite signing these very large deals with hyperscalers like Coreweave. And the other thing is they got some partnerships with Supermicro. Supermicro is helping build infrastructure for XAI, Elon's company, and they work with NVIDIA. And then they work with NVIDIA. APLD works with NVIDIA and Dell and Intel. But still, the financials, revenue might be up 84%. You see it starting to kind of increase year over year, and they're on track to do much better this year from a revenue standpoint. But from their net income standpoint, they're still not seeing a lot of reflection in the financials from those recent deals that they've signed. So here's the problem. While they got $2.4 billion in assets and revenue seems to be increasing, these deals that they've signed, if you really look at what they got here, it says they're anticipating generating about $7 billion in total revenue from these leases with Coreweave. Now, that's just one of the deals. Now, if you look at that, they're anticipating, and it's a two approximately 15-year lease agreements with Coreweave. So if you look at what's happening, they're just seeing that their market cap basically still hasn't priced in potentially for those deals. Otherwise, they would be worth, again, about $20 billion or more. So that's where, when we're looking at them currently, and we're seeing these levels here, they're having this overall uptrend. This uptrend is a result of the massive demand for AI and they are literally building what every big tech company has talked about this year. Every company from Microsoft to Apple to Tesla has said, we're going to build infrastructure, whether it's manufacturing or it's data centers. They're building more data centers in the US. Now, APLD is right in that market. So it makes sense that they're having this uptrend, very, very consistent uptrend, and that they're continuing to keep that momentum. But over the last few days, a couple things working against them. They got the government shutdown. They haven't seen the rate cuts kick in that are supposed to at about a 90% chance to kick in here with another rate cut. And frankly, the market sentiment has shifted a little bit. You see some of the recent corrections present what could be a buying opportunity. So again, when we're looking at a buying opportunity, this brings us kind of to the profit margins. So again, just to review, their financials catching up. The news looks good. The deals are rolling in. And if you look at their recent press releases, they haven't had much come out other than better earnings that came out here this last month. But when we look at the overall uptrend and the levels we're watching here, $30 support level is pretty eminent here. So we'd look for that to be validated. If we do get a potential recovery over this next day, we may trade APLD. When the market dips in market open like it did today, we didn't buy the dip. In fact, we entered some shorts to kind of balance out the portfolio. SOXS, which is the inverse of the semiconductor market this morning, was what we traded. It kind of kept the portfolio a little bit afloat here. Not much, but a little bit. And so same thing with the data center market. We're expecting a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of cool off. It's very healthy. And APLX, we like to trade the 2x. Why? Because if we're doing shorter term trades, we like that for those shorter term opportunities. The longer term, if you look over the next day, again, you're seeing this correction. This is according to our software here in the machine. And you can see that according to all of the data we put together and fed into Grok, we're looking at a negative projection over the next day. Now, if we're looking over the next month or the next 6 months, APLD is looking quite bullish with levels it's saying to push up above that $35 range, which would put them above a 10 to 15% gain over the next 6 months. Now, with data center markets being hot where they're at right now, and actually looking fairly good as they're building in the US, not in foreign countries, because with the tariffs, that's a whole nother thing. Foreign tech is actually having some struggles here with all the tariffs that are hitting the markets. But they're actually more in the US based here, North Dakota, in a cold place, building for reputable tech companies that are operating in the US. And so for that reason, we see them start to gain some momentum in the longer term. So we're going to continue to hold. But again, watching that $30 price point is key. This morning, we watched that dip. We said, the market direction right now, it's not so hot. Let's just wait off. We have long-term positions already in APLD. Let's see if this thing dips a little more. It did continue to dip. We see it sell down to the $30 range here. If it recovers, we're looking at about 15% up to $35, or up to $40. We're looking at more like a 20 to 30% increase potential on APLD. So if the bullish sentiment stays, things are looking good. RSI and the MACD at this moment are indicating more of a buy. But again, with momentum in the markets, just got to watch there closely. Now, we trade data center companies, and when we get up in the morning for market open, because that's when most of the big moves happen if we're doing any shorter term stuff, we only trade companies of integrity. We're not doing pump and dumps, but we're focusing on semiconductors, robotics, quantum computing markets, space tech, and data center markets. And if we're understanding direction correctly, sometimes we even, like I said, we opened up a little bit of a short today on the SOXS for semiconductors because of the tariffs. And if you ever want to learn how to invest, join us in our daily live trading sessions. You can join us there. Tune on in tomorrow morning at market open. You get an email that takes you at 6:30 a.m. Pacific. It's pretty early on the Pacific coast, but if you're up on the East Coast, a little bit easier. I just got here to Buenos Aires. I'm normally in California. It's pretty early, but I like it. I'm there every single morning, Monday through Friday. If you want to tune on into those daily live trading sessions we have at Market Open, it's the second link below. And there is a special offer for you for the government shutdown. So limited time. We do have lifetime access open right now. At one point, we opened up subscriptions only. A lot of you guys said we want the lifetime access, so we can make it happen for now, as long as it's available in the second link below. So go have a look. Would love to see you there at Market Open tomorrow and send you a free t-shirt anywhere in the world. Aside from that, we also got some targets for this week that we're dropping in stock meet. If you ever like to learn the targets, we got some exciting earnings coming out every week. Tesla is reporting tomorrow. You can see some of the investors inside of stock meet here. We've also had some recent testimonials from some members. It's always exciting to see. David said he recently jumped up 200% in 8 months here since joining StockMate, which is always good to see. He said it's been a great assistance. Could not have done it without y'all. Thank you so much, he says. And we love to see it. So supportive community there. 28 millionaires in the group are tracked as of right now. We call every member. I'll give you a call if you decide to join. But again, daily live trading happening in 15 hours. We'd love to see you there at Market Open tomorrow. Appreciate you all. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.